Tonight, when the sun goes down, you're going to perform a miracle that would have been impossible for 99.9% of human history. You'll flip a switch, and the night will simply vanish. But for nearly 1 million years, when the sun set, the world didn't just get dim, it went into total sensory lockdown. We think of the night as a void, a time when nothing happened until we invented the light bulb. But the truth is, the darkness wasn't just a gap in our day, it was the most important laboratory for human evolution. What our ancestors did in those shadows didn't just build our culture, it rewired our brains. And by erasing the night, we've accidentally erased a fundamental state of human consciousness. Today, we are going to reconstruct the lost architecture of the night. Everything changed with the control of fire. Evidence from Wonderwork Cave suggests that nearly 1 million years ago, humans mastered the flame. But fire did more than just cook meat. It fundamentally altered the physics of time. Before fire, we lived like every other primate. When the sun set, you stopped. In the prehistoric dark, you weren't the apex predator. You were a high-calorie target for leopards and hyenas that could see in a spectrum you couldn't. This threat forced a rigid biological surrender to the sunset. But fire created a circle of safety, a 30-foot radius of light where the rules of nature were temporarily suspended. It was a defiant bubble of human space in a world of monsters. Inside that circle, for the first time in history, humans had extra time. Time that wasn't spent foraging or fleeing. Anthropologist Polly Weissner spent decades studying hunter-gatherers to understand what we actually did with this newfound time. Her data revealed a startling metabolic shift. During the day, 80% of human conversation is tactical: food, survival, logistics. But at night, the operating system flipped. 81% of conversations became stories. This was the birth of the human imagination. The campfire wasn't just a heat source, it was the world's first theater and the first classroom. We used the darkness to invent myths, share jokes, and simulate scenarios that didn't exist yet. Culture wasn't born in the light of day, it was engineered in the shadows of the fire. Throughout the day, a chemical called adenosine builds up in your system. It is the biological debt of being awake. By the time the sun sets, your brain is saturated with this pressure. In a world without artificial light, this buildup didn't just make us sleepy, it facilitated a transition into a highly associative state of mind. Think of it as the brain's internal rhythm shifting from analysis to intuition. Adenosine dampens the rigid, logical filters of the prefrontal cortex. This is why the stories told at night were so vivid, and why our ancestors felt a deeper connection to the abstract and the divine. The darkness was a neurochemical gateway to creativity that we have now traded for the sharpness of artificial noon. But the most profound difference between us and our ancestors isn't how we talked, it's how we slept. You were never designed to sleep in one 8-hour block. Historian Roger Ekirch uncovered over 500 historical records describing a pattern that has now completely vanished: biphasic sleep. Humans used to sleep in 2 distinct shifts. You'd sleep for 4 hours, wake up for 2, and then go back for a second sleep. This wasn't a sleep disorder, it was a biological norm. That midnight window wasn't a time of frustration, it was a time of profound internal reflection. In that quiet bridge between sleeps, people did everything from interpreting dreams to deep meditation. There were no screens, no artificial blue light, and no external noise. It was a state of consciousness without interruption. In the 1990s, psychiatrist Thomas Vare proved this wasn't just a cultural habit, but a biological hard coding. When he removed all artificial light from test subjects, their bodies automatically reverted to this 2-phase rhythm within weeks. But he found something even more shocking. During that wakeful midnight hour, the the subjects' brains produced massive amounts of prolactin. Prolactin is the hormone associated with deep calm and the dreamlike state of meditation. It creates a bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. Our ancestors spent 2 hours every single night in a hormonal state that most modern humans only achieve through years of meditative practice. This wasn't just quiet time. It was a biological reset that flushed the anxieties of the day before they could take root. We have traded this reflective window, this daily reboot of the psyche, for the artificial efficiency of a single sleep block. By forcing our bodies to sleep from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., we haven't just optimized our time, we've effectively bypassed a specific biological maintenance protocol designed to keep our minds balanced. What destroyed this million-year-old rhythm? It wasn't just a preference, it was a requirement of the Industrial Revolution. When factories moved to 24-hour production, the two-sleep system became an obstacle to profit. Artificial light, the second sun, was the tool used to domesticate the night. From the first gas lamps to Edison's bulb, we began to treat the darkness as a problem to be solved. Today, you are exposed to high-intensity blue light for 7 to 8 hours after sunset. Your brain cannot distinguish between a smartphone screen and the high noon sun. This suppresses melatonin, fragments your sleep architecture, and erases the prolactin window. So the next time you wake up at 2 a.m. and find yourself lying there in the dark, thinking something is wrong, consider the alternative. Your body isn't broken, it's remembering. It's reaching back for a rhythm that sustained your ancestors for 1,000 generations. That moment of quiet wakefulness isn't insomnia, it's your biological heritage. It's an invitation to exit the crisis management of the day and enter the reflective state of the night. We replaced the campfire with an LED screen and the biphasic rhythm with a 9-to-5 schedule. We gained a few hours of productivity, but we lost the daily bridge to our own subconscious. The night was never meant to be a void. It was meant to be the place where we became human. The light is on, but the connection is lost. Respect the dark.